Imagine this. You're in a hospital and the person next to you lights up a cigarette. Or you're flying in a plane and the cabin air is hazy with smoke. Or maybe it's lunchtime at school and everyone is sparking up. This sounds impossible today, but back then, it was totally normal. These days, smoking is banned in all of these places, but our world is still far from nicotine-free. And why? Well, it's not for the reason that you might think. Sure, nicotine is addictive, but that's only part of the story. For over 100 years, nicotine's been cunningly marketed. Smoking was never about free choice. It's always been about something bigger. Money, power, social pressure, and some seriously devious PR. Smoking isn't just a guilty pleasure. It's big business. It's about profit and propaganda. And we're going to prove that by taking a look back at the history of the cigarette. It's like an arms race. While politicians are still debating single-use vape bans, consumers are already switching to something else. Yes, statistically, the number of smokers is dropping off. That doesn't mean, though, that nicotine is disappearing. Quite the opposite. Snus nicotine pouches, the market is booming. Smokeless, discreet, often flavored. They easily fit in your pocket and your Instagram feed. It's nothing new. Each ban or restriction has always succeeded in bringing a new nicotine product onto the market. Today, pouches are replacing cigarettes or vapes. Nicotine has never really gone away. It's just that the packaging's changed. That's been going on now for over a century. So what does our nicotine use today have to do with the trenches of World War I and political propaganda? Let's find out. In the trenches, soldiers were scared, hungry, exhausted. But one thing gave them a short respite from all of that: cigarettes. For the first time, cigarettes became part of army rations in some countries, especially the British and American forces. For many of the men, it was the first time they'd smoked regularly. Cigarettes were easier to carry and quicker to smoke than pipes or cigars. For women, though, smoking in public was still taboo. That was at least until the American Tobacco Company teamed up with Edward Bernays, the father of public relations. Bernays, who was Freud's nephew, staged a massive PR stunt. He recruited a group of women to light up their torches of freedom during the parade. Smoking as a symbol of women's liberation, a genius PR reframe, and one of the most influential marketing campaigns of all time. During World War II, they took it even further. Tobacco supply became a political issue. Cigarettes were now an official part of soldiers' rations for the US, British, and Commonwealth troops. Millions were handed out, free or for just a few cents, to boost morale, and it worked. It was a jackpot for the tobacco companies. Patriotic imagery plus lifelong brand loyalty, cigarettes were being marketed as part of the war effort. Back on the home front, the marketing rolled on. In arms and munitions factories in the US and UK, where many women worked, smoking breaks had become part of workplace culture. Cigarette machines in the factory halls made it easy to keep up the habit. Smoking became firmly embedded in everyday life. By now, the industry knew exactly how to link cigarettes with power, status, and identity, and that playbook would go global during the Cold War. The cigarette would become currency in the battle for global influence. In the West, it stood for freedom, consumerism, a sense of adventure, and the American way of life. In the East, it became an object to long for. Hollywood stars sold rebellion, masculinity, and coolness. The tobacco industry again pulled out its old 1920s reframing trick, once more promoting the cigarette as a symbol of female empowerment, framing it as a fashionable accessory for the self-confident modern woman.
Long live liberation.
In the Soviet Union and the satellite states, tobacco production was state-controlled. Quality varied and supply was limited. Western brands became prestige objects and were sought after contraband. Cigarettes were not just a product, but a promise of progress and a slice of the Western lifestyle. Cigarettes were on their way to global triumph, and what could possibly go wrong? Well, science stepped in with some bad news.
Your total consumption of cigarettes so far, George? 500,000.
You're kidding.
I wish I were.
Here's the 18,000 you'll knock off this year alone.
By golly, it's kind of impressive.
Lung cancer, heart disease, chronic bronchitis. In the UK and the US, the first scientific reports started connecting the dots between smoking and serious health problems.
Have you any idea how much cigarette smoking has increased in our lifetime?
Well, the population has increased.
No, I mean the rate per person. This represents the cigarettes smoked by the average adult in 1930. 30 years later, nearly 3 times as many. During the same period, the death rate from lung cancer multiplied by 10.
Now, wait a minute. You haven't shown a connection here.
Boy, you are stubborn.
In the US, warning labels on cigarette packs became mandatory. Cigarette ads were banned from American TV and radio, a huge blow for the industry, surely. Not really. The US tobacco giants just rerouted their marketing money overseas. Suddenly, their campaigns were everywhere, in Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. Sports and cultural events became a prime marketing channel. This wasn't just advertising, it was cultural influencing. A promise of progress, modernity, and a way of buying a piece of the Western lifestyle. A classic example of exercising soft power, using culture and economics instead of military force to win people over. As health concerns grew, light cigarettes were rolled out. Less tar, less nicotine, at least in the ads. In reality, smokers just inhale deeper. Health benefits? Zero. But the industry still had more tricks up its sleeve. Even in the fitness-obsessed 80s, with people becoming more health conscious, tobacco companies kept making money. They switched up their product strategies and went after new target audiences. Busy professionals were told smoking would help with stress. Women were led to believe that nicotine helped with weight control. At the same time, pharma opened up a new market, nicotine replacement products for quitters. First gum, then patches. The message? You can quit cigarettes, but you don't have to give up nicotine entirely. The tobacco industry copied the playbook later on. The irony? The same companies that got you hooked now sell allegedly healthier alternatives. Not quit aids, just new ways to use nicotine, and the money keeps rolling in. History on repeat. Only now it's happening faster and online. In the tech and startup scene, nicotine microdosing is the latest hype, not to relax, but to boost focus.
Nicotine is neuroprotective. Nicotine has had a lot of bad press because of cigarettes.
No smoke, no smell, and invisible to smoking bans. And looking back, every nicotine wave follows the same pattern. Business, often alongside politics, senses the billions to be made. The industry drops a new product. Marketing sells an image, sometimes freedom, sometimes rebellion, sometimes wellness or productivity. Whether it's in cigarettes, pouches, gum, or in vapes, nicotine adapts faster than the law can. If it survived wars, bans, and endless rebrands, will nicotine ever truly disappear? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you like the video, hit that subscribe button.